guys, so I just want to make a quick video and tell you where I'm at. So I started reselling about 6 months ago, and I didn't know what my plans were. I didn't really think it was going to be like very, a sustainable business, and think that I would take it this seriously at this point. So honestly, I kind of have a hard time keeping up one idea at a time as far as business plans go. I've had several different businesses. I've always been an entrepreneur, but honestly, it's always kind of been a flop. I'm not afraid to admit that. This reselling idea came to me when I went to the bins as a shopper, and I love thrifting. I've been thrifting forever, and one of my first times being at the bins, and this was at a Salvation Army bins, I came across a gal who, I don't even really know how the conversation started. I'm just kind of a people person. As much as I say that I don't like people, I am a people person, and I chat up when it's appropriate, or when it's not weird, right? So I ended up chatting up with this lady who was looking for inventory for her shop. And she goes, I sell, this and that, and this is what I'm looking for. I was like, oh, okay, I'll let you know if I see anything, if I come across it, in the bins. And obviously this is not quite the norm when you're going to the bins. Sometimes it's a fight to the death to get the best, but this was a friendly, pretty chill environment. Anyway, so she went on to tell me that she sells on Whatnot. At that time, I had never heard of Whatnot. So I was like, that's cool. I'll go, check out your channel. I didn't know it was a show type thing, where you sell things live. That concept was new to me, and kind of weird and kind of exciting too. So as I got to thinking after that conversation, I was like, well, I could do that. I love to shop. I love creating a business, having a business, making my own money, being my own boss, working from home. It kind of checked all the boxes, right? So eventually, not very long after that, in fact, I think I just went through my closet maybe that weekend and did my very first Whatnot show literally out of my closet. And it was fun. I thought I was pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at sales, period, because that's all I've done pretty much anytime I've ever had a job with sales up until after college and stuff like that. Anyways, that's a long story. So that's kind of how it all started. I got the itch, and now I'm 6 months in. I have a shit ton of inventory. And I'm going to tell you 6 months in, kind of what to do, what not to do if you're starting out. And not to say I'm an expert or anything, but, I learn quickly. And I'm going to make a video about that. And I still do a lot of research. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of those who claim they make a crap load of money on eBay and Poshmark. And that's another thing. I do cross-list on several different marketplaces, even though, the big guys say they kind of stick to one or two, but I cross-list to all of them. And there are pros and cons to that. So I'll go into all of that another time. But I'm here to call bullshit. Bullshit on those who sell like 7 items in a weekend and make $3,000 a month. According to the last video I just watched. She's like, oh my God, I sold 7 items. And I'm like, girl, I sell 7 items in a weekend and I'm not making $3,000 a month. Now, that could go based on your inventory and what you're selling. Obviously, how much you put in and how much you're getting out. All that makes a difference. But you ain't selling 7 bangers and those bangers like $100 profit each. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, the real deal is, you know what? Now that I think about it, I probably do make about $2,000 a month, but I have a shit ton of fees. And I will break all that down too. We're going to learn together, because right now something needs to change. I want to be making a shit ton of money, right? Isn't that the goal for everyone? So I am giving myself a challenge. I am going to sit down and figure out the madness. I am paying a crap ton of fees, not only to the marketplaces, just to list and what they get from each of my sales, but I also have all these other things that I use, such as cross-listing apps, and of course there's costs when it comes to shipping, the poly bags and all of that. Everything counts, everything matters, So I really need to figure out where I'm getting nickeled and dimed, buckle down and figure out where that money's going so it gets in my pocket. I need to find better vendors for the things that I need to process my sales, and really just buckle down on that. So that will help me get a bigger profit, obviously. Right now, I'm literally taking just a little over $1,000 a month home. But you know what? I'm very proud of myself for getting that far. But I have higher aspirations, higher goals, and that ain't it. So stay tuned. I'm going to really break it down and tell you the real deal, because I'm calling bullshit. And I really want to know how these big time eBayers are selling like tens of items a day. Let alone, 50 or 100 items a day. That's insane. A day? That's insanity. But I will get there. I'm going to do it. Because right now I'm about pissed. And yeah. So if you want to be a reseller, you can. You really do get out of it what you put in it. And it's not just your, inventory that you have. It's all the small things, right? Like you have to learn the SEO, the algorithms, and all of that shit. Those are big words. Big words. I know words, right? And it really should be in a book, itemized, and I might write that book, even though who the hell am I, right? But to see it in writing is one thing. So questions, comments, concerns, let me know where you are in your eBay venture or your online reselling venture, and tell me how successful you've been. What tips do you have, do you think I haven't heard already on these millions of videos that I'm watching all the time? Podcasts and everything. Do you know of podcasts that I should be listening to? Because I just love to learn all the time. And I'm a lot of times on the road, at least 2 hours a day. So give me your input, and I'm going to break down where I've gone wrong, where I'm currently sitting at, obviously, is not what you want to be doing. So that's my biggest piece of advice, is learn from other people's mistakes. Hello, don't do what I'm doing entirely. You know what I'm saying? I'm documenting my journey to get from $1,000 a month. Hell, I want to get to $5,000 a month, but I'm going to do short-term goals, right? I want to get to $3,000 a month. So I'm going to see if I can. I'm starting December 2nd, and by January 1st, I want to see if I've made $3,000 this month. Of course, I still have to buckle down and figure out where all the money is going and stuff like that. So we'll see. After I've done that, if I can make $3,000, a month. And then, of course, it's only up from there. So wish me luck. Leave me your comments, and I will be back to you guys soon.